How rich people use debt to build wealth. The bank will lend a poor man $5,000 at 29% interest to buy a television. It will lend a rich man $500,000 at 3% interest to buy an asset that pays him back forever. Same bank, same product, completely different game. Tom is 29, 28,000 salary, sensible with money. He has 8,000 saved, took him 3 years. Tom is proud of that 8,000, he should be scared of it. Because while Tom was saving, inflation was quietly eating it. 3 years ago, that 8,000 could buy more than it can today. Tom worked 3 years to go backwards. Meanwhile, Richard works 2 floors above Tom. Same company, started the same year. Richard has 0 in savings. Richard has 800,000 in debt. And Richard is becoming wealthy. Here's the difference. Tom saves money that loses value. Richard borrows money to buy things that gain value. Tom thinks debt is the enemy. Richard knows debt is the tool. The question was never whether to use debt. The question is always, what do you use it for? Richard went to the bank 4 years ago. He didn't ask for a loan to buy a car. He asked for a buy-to-let mortgage. 200,000. Property in Birmingham. Tenant moved in immediately. Tenant pays 1,100 a month. Mortgage costs Richard 700, 400 a month, paid by someone else, into Richard's pocket. Then Richard went back to the bank. The bank looked at Richard's property. It had increased in value. The bank lent Richard more money against that increased value, called a remortgage. Richard took that money and bought a second property, then a third. Richard now owns 4 properties. Total debt, 800,000. Total monthly rental income, 4,600. Total mortgage payments, 2,800. 1,800 every month. Earned while Richard sleeps. Tom has £8,000 in a savings account earning 4% interest. That's $320 a year. Richard earns that before Monday morning. But here is the part that changes everything. Richard doesn't just earn rental income. Every month his tenants pay down his mortgage. Every year his properties increase in value. The debt shrinks. The asset grows. The gap between what Richard owes and what Richard owns gets wider every single year. That gap has a name, net worth. Tom is building his with £8,000 saved over 3 years. Richard is building his with 800,000 borrowed from a bank at 3%. Same starting point, same salary, same city. The only difference is Richard understood one thing Tom never learned in school. Debt in the right hands is not a burden, it is a machine. Follow, because next I'll show you exactly how Richard bought his first property with less than 20,000 of his own money.